to my channel. So as you may know, 2019 has been quite a roller coaster ride for my skin, and in the beginning I would actually hate myself for it because I had clear skin before adult acne happened, and even though in the beginning it was a really difficult thing for me to accept, right now I'm actually truly grateful for this experience because it has completely changed my views on skincare. It has made me learn more about skincare, about what certain ingredients do for our skin and how the skin works. And so with this new knowledge and perspective of skincare, I like to think that in 2019 I've made some really great skincare choices, and so in today's video I want to share with you guys my skincare favorites for the year 2019. In 2019, skincare has become a pretty sensitive thing for me because I have sensitized skin, and so for every product that I choose to purchase or use on my face, it has to go through two main criteria. So the very first one is it has to be free from all drying, sensitizing, and because I have acne prone skin, clogging ingredients such as oils. And the second criteria is it has to do its basic job. I feel like most people who have just started learning that our skincare should not contain fragrance and drying alcohols and etc., they tend to forget the most basic thing about skincare products, and that is they have to do their basic job. So just because a product has the shortest ingredient list doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. Of course, these two aren't the only things that I consider when I use a skincare product, but I would say that these two are the most important criteria for me. Okay, so I'm going to begin with cleansers because I have a total of 4 cleansers that I feel like I must mention in this video. So the very first one is the Bioderma Sensibio Micellar Solution, which I use as my makeup remover. For starters, it does remove all my makeup. As compared to cleansing balms, which I was previously obsessed with, this does take a slightly longer time to remove everything, but if you have acne prone skin like mine, then you can use this product at ease knowing that it will never clog your pores, and it's also one of the most gentle cleansers out there. If you have over exfoliated your skin, if you have compromised your skin barrier and you have oily skin, you can also actually use this as your morning cleanser because this is so gentle and it really does a great job at cleansing the skin. Even though it says here that you don't have to rinse it, I do recommend rinsing because this still does contain cleansing agents which you don't want sitting around your face. Next, I've got the Bioderma Sensibio Foaming Gel Cleanser, and again, this is a very gentle cleanser that is capable of removing very light makeup as well as sunscreen, and so I tend to use this in the evenings. This one is fragrance free and it is formulated to help retain moisture better, and so I think this is just perfect if you have sensitized and dehydrated skin. Very quickly moving on, I've got the Bioderma Sensibio Purifying Cleansing Foaming Gel, which I've mentioned in my skincare routine video this year. So this one is formulated for people with oilier skin type because it helps regulate sebum production, and it's also slightly stronger than the Sensibio one, so it can really help remove any excessive oil and dirt in the skin. If you do have sensitive skin, I will highly recommend you to go with the Sensibio one instead, but if you simply have oily skin, I feel like this one is perfect because even though it's slightly stronger, it is still one of the more gentler cleansers I've used. The final cleanser that I want to mention is the Etude House Jung pH 6.5 Whip Cleanser. So this is actually my current go-to cleanser because it contains a ton of soothing ingredients as well as really mild cleansing agents that will not strip away all your skin's moisture. At the same time, I really love that this comes out as a soft fluffy foam because it just makes it more gentle for people with inflamed skin, irritated skin, acne, sensitive or sensitized skin because it doesn't add any unnecessary tugging or friction while cleansing. Moving on to serums, I've got my holy grail, The Ordinary's Hyaluronic Acid 2% plus B5. So I've gone through like 6 bottles of this, and this is a brand new one which I've just opened last night, and I still have like 3 bottles in stock. So this stuff really adds extra hydration to my skin, and because it contains vitamin B5, the soothing properties from that really helps in the healing process of my skin. So far, I have tried 4 other hyaluronic acid serums, but this is by far my favorite because the ingredients are not only legit, but this is also one of the cheapest hyaluronic acid serums in the market. Moving on, I want to talk about the Paula's Choice Anti-Redness Exfoliating Solution. So these are basically BHA solution because they contain 2% of salicylic acid. If you have been experiencing continuous clogging in your skin, I highly recommend you to consider incorporating BHA into your routine. So I've mentioned the extra strength one in my skincare routine video this year, but soon after I filmed that video, I actually stopped using it because I found out that I was overusing it and it was starting to irritate my skin. So I stopped using this for over a month, and then I reintroduced the regular strength one back into my routine by only using it once a week. I found out that by doing so, my skin was able to get the benefits of BHA and at the same time not get irritated by it. So even though this did irritate my skin, I still want to mention it because I feel like this really does a great job at unclogging the skin if you find the right frequency for your skin. From my experience, I've learned that you don't have to use chemical exfoliants often for them to work. It really depends on your skin, and for me, so far, once a week is great. Moving on to moisturizers, I've got two favorites. So the first one is the Bioderma Hydra Bio Gel Cream. So I believe this is my third one already, and I would say that the highlight of this moisturizer is that it contains the right amount of squalene. So squalene is an oil which, if you have been watching my videos, you'll know that all oils are clogging, but oils can be helpful if you have really dry and dehydrated skin. The key thing to avoid clogging from squalene is to simply not use too much of it, which means never use 100% squalene oil. Instead, use a moisturizer that contains squalene in the middle of the ingredient list. Not the top few ingredient list, but just somewhere in the middle. Because this contains squalene, I feel like this one really helped my skin when it was over exfoliated and dehydrated. It feels super soft and smooth on my skin, which again is great if you have inflamed skin and acne because you wouldn't be tugging and pulling at your skin. Other than that, I love the pump. It just makes it so hygienic, and it really helps because I only use one pump for my entire face to avoid overusing emollients and the squalene. The next moisturizer is the Ordinary's Natural Moisturizing Factors Plus HA. Would you look at that? So this moisturizer is a 100% oil-free, which I think makes it perfect for those people with acne-prone skin. So I have started implementing this moisturizer into my routine again because since my skin is no longer dehydrated, I figured out that I don't actually need to use a moisturizer that contains oil twice a day. And so I've been using this as my daytime moisturizer, and it is fantastic. I feel like this really does provide a good amount of hydration for my skin. It doesn't make my skin look shiny, it doesn't make my skin feel dry or uncomfortable, and I feel like because it is providing a good amount of hydration to my skin, I feel like it has also helped calm down any inflammation and also redness in my skin, and so I love this. Also because this comes from The Ordinary, the price is also fantastic, and so I highly recommend this. Next, we're gonna move on to sunscreens. So the first sunscreen I want to mention is the Bioderma Photoderm Max 50. This sunscreen has great UV filters, it provides high sun protection, and it also has a really nice matte finish. It has a watery consistency, which I really love because it makes it so easy to blend into the skin. It does leave a very slight white cast, but I feel like it's not an issue as long as you are aware of how much you are applying onto your skin. It is something that I am willing to overlook because it's really just a slight white cast, and apart from that, I feel like this sunscreen is pretty much perfect for me. The other sunscreen I want to mention is the Purito Centella Green Level Unscented Sun. This chemical water-based sunscreen is for those of you guys who simply cannot stand a white cast. In addition, I feel like this sunscreen is suitable for most people, not all people, but most people, because first of all, it's oil-free, and so it's great for people with oily skin, and at the same time, this contains a lot of emollients which can help retain moisture, so it will be great for people with dehydrated and dry skin as well. This has a really pleasant watery texture, and in my opinion, it just feels like a really lightweight moisturizer, which is really nice. The final skincare product I want to mention is this sulfur ointment. So sulfur is a great ingredient for treating both fungal and bacterial acne because it has natural antibacterial properties which will be able to kill acne causing bacteria, and at the same time this also has antifungal properties. I know sometimes it can be really confusing, like do I have fungal acne or regular acne or both, and so I just really love that this is able to tackle both at the same time, and in addition this is also a more gentle option as compared to benzoyl peroxide. So personally, I use this as a mask. I would say 2 to 3 times max a week, and only for 10 minutes. Even though this is a gentler option, it's still drying, and so I wouldn't recommend you to use it for more than 20 minutes. In terms of the effectiveness, I do feel like this helps speed up the recovery process of my breakouts. Okay, so those are all of my skincare favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and leave me a comment, let me know what you have been loving. It could be skincare, it could be makeup, it could be anything. Let me know what are your favorites for the year 2019, because I would love to know, and I will see you really soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!